Okay, please, for the person who are on the second part of the room, I am absolutely certain you won't understand half of what I say. So please come closer. Don't be shy.
Don't be there. Come closer.
We are going to speak about the eye, and if you are on the side, first you have to move your head, and then to move your eyes to see what. So it's going to be a partial presentation. But come closer. Please do.
Tu są jeszcze miejsca z przodu. Chodźcie tutaj. Tu tam są dwa miejsca, tam trzecie.
There are room here. If you want to come here, you're welcome. You can have water, coffee.
And lay down.
Use also microphone.
And if you don't mind, I'd like us to shut the lights if it doesn't make any problem to anyone. So you have a chance to better see what I'm trying to show you. The problem is I don't know how to do it. If someone knows,
Try.
don't break them. Something like this, but in the other side. You're welcome. Come close. Oh. Yeah, that's perfect. Oh. Thank you very much. Okay. Ready? Yeah. So, on a few slides, some of you, on the back of the room, will say, no, it doesn't work. Please imagine you are sitting on the front of the room. Oh, is it, you need a mic?
Yes, because we are recording your presentation.
Okay, good. Yves, I imagine in a few minutes, about 4 or 5 minutes, you will tell me this guy is a liar. He says absolutely foolish things. You're free to feel it, but I try to explain what works between one interface and your mind. And if you're not doing interfaces for a human's mind, why are you doing interfaces? Subtitles, every user decides if it stays on your website or if it leaves the website in blur. My name is Yves Koekkoek, just call me Yves. Working for Labo Internet, we help web companies trying to make better interfaces in Europe, in the United States, and now in China. We are only working on user experience. No design, no development, nothing, and I have absolutely no skills in Joomla, sorry. This is a French newspaper, sorry, and it is immediately perceived by your brain, almost immediately perceived. In fact, this is the moment you will say this guy is a liar. When you think you see this, your eyes see this in gray, no colors, and birds. No focus. Because your eyes are not able to focus except for a very, very tiny part. Who believes me? Oh. I have to work. I try my best. So, your eye transmits a very, very fast image to the brain, blurred, gray, and your brain tells you you have a clear, sharp, colored image. Everything. You are in blue, you are in red. we see colors. We have colors in the head, but we don't see colors in the first glance. So, what is between the interface in my brain? My eyes. Except if you're blind. What you use for an interface to see an interface is your eyes. And your eyes don't see colors except for a little part. So this is starting. What I see, any kind of interface. You can make it very contrasted, very soft, very clear. It always begins like this. Because the eye has retina to see. If you have no retina, you don't see it. And fovea, a very, very small part with specialized cells that can see colors. Retina, no colors, or very, very few colors. Blurred vision, why is it blurred? Because retina is that old, and the optical I have here is only focused for fovea. It's not focused for retina. You can see with very, very low light, if you are in the dark and you don't see something in front of you, just look a small angle from the point you want to see and you will see it. But if you try to fix a point without light, you cannot see it. We will test that. It's very sensitive to, It's very sensitive for movements and for faces. Why faces? Because when we were in the savannah, and the species was rising up, we had to survive. And we had to see if a face is not a human face, it's 2 eyes and teeth. Can beat you, eat you. So you have to know if you can try to catch the animal or the face watching at you, or if you have to run. And if you don't run fast enough, you're dead. So, the retina is done to see faces. And the field of view is very, very wide. What you can see with your retina is mostly 180 degrees. You can see on your sides, but blurred and gray. And it is covered of cells which are represented here, rod-shaped cells. Just give you an example. Who's the driver? Okay, I feel safe. You are driving your car, someone is passing you. From this person, someone is passing you on the other side. Someone is passing you, and this person look at you. And you know it. It doesn't mean you will look back at the person, but you know this person is looking at you. You didn't see this person. It is really, really on the wide vision. But you see that. You see a face looking at you. And the same if you're passing someone, and this someone you're passing is watching you, you know it. Once again, it doesn't mean you will decide to watch the person, but you know it. And if the two persons watch together, there's an aggression. Funny. We just watch one another. But it is aggressive position. Why? Because survival. And perhaps because you're not watching the roads. Like that. So this is how you can see very wide with your retina, but wide. Sorry, wide but not clear and not in colors. So this is retina view. Thank my eye. Who still doesn't believe me? Okay, thank you. Fovea. It's a very, very, very small part. If you have a foveal disease, you won't see colors anymore. Fovea is less than 1.5 millimeters width. It has a very, very small visual field. From here to here, it is small. If I look at the other part of the room, what is my foveal vision is 25, 20, or 30 centimeters. It is very sensitive to colors, absolutely sensitive to colors. It can catch any kind of colors. And there are millions or perhaps billions of colors. It has clear vision. It can focus from close from about 10 centimeters to infinite. It is very, very good machine to see colors, but it needs light. Try to watch the colors around you, and you don't see them as clear as it was when we had the light. And we have light, but you don't see colors if you have no light. It needs a lot of light. And fovea is done of conic cells. Those conic cells, we say conic because the shape is about conic. And what is funny is that there are 3 kinds of conic cells. One for red, one for green, and one for blue. We didn't invent that in computer. Human invented it before. So, from this newspaper about dot 4 sequence, we just saw the first phase. That's all one phase. Preeminent phase, we saw that. We had this fixation on this first spot. And our eye is trying to figure what's on the screen and try to discover what it is. Oh, the title, a page or article title, what is this block, what it is about, what it is about. But we are close from 1 second. What I discovered really, what I saw really, is very, very few parts of my web page. We call it saccades. It means when I want to fix something with my fovea, I move my eye. I have to move it like this. And when I move, it's a saccadic eye movement. So we call it saccade. And clear vision comes from the fovea, so we call it foveal vision. I will speak about foveal vision. And around, what is blurred, what is not colored, what is very white and see faces, it's parafoveal. So, for those who are on the front of the room, the other one, please try. We have a small exercise. You gaze the center, there will be a target cross here. You gaze the center of the cross. Please gaze exactly the center. Don't move, try not to move. It won't be long, and it won't hurt, I swear. This is very important. So, don't move, stay there. Stay there. Okay, for those on the first part of the room, you saw only this. Perhaps, if you shake a little bit or if you move a little bit, you saw something like this. But none of you saw those characters around it. Except if you moved. And it's very difficult for a human being not to move. Our eyes are made to move, to see what's happening there and there. So, it's difficult, but try to. For those on the front of the place, or on the back of the place, certainly you saw that. You had a good word there. But you, sorry. But you cannot, if you fix the point, you cannot see what is around. You can clearly see what is around. We'll have another try. Try to focus longer. It's a little bit harder, but try to focus longer on the center. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's ready? Yeah? Okay, don't hurt yourself. Is it okay? Did you see those?
No.
No.
Oh. Color would change and a little blur around. But as you were focused on the center, you cannot see that color have changed. Is there another one? Only three.
No,
Three.
yeah, three.
When you didn't see something happening, you cannot know it happens, and your brain doesn't know it exists. So it doesn't exist. Funny. Can we have another try? Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay, now, even the people in the back of the room, you have to see that. Okay, ready. Stay focused. Don't try to.
Yep.
Just move.
This is not colors, this is movement. And your powerful foveal vision can see movement, even if they are 175 degrees. So you see any movement. But you can see in the same time, movement is annoying. What is this? I have to move my eyes to go and see where it is. If I have two movements, I can move my head there or there. Which one? It becomes very difficult for you. So you don't see color changes, you see movements, and you should see faces. If I put a face there, it works the same. Meanwhile, my brain, yours too, it has a really false picture. It tells me, hey, it's beautiful, it's colorful, and there are many titles and so interesting things to... No, that's not true. This is nothing. But he knows, a part of the brain says, life is beautiful, the other part of the brain says, oh, I have to work to get the colors and titles and so on, to know what it is about when I'm looking there. So it's organized to do that, because if I want to watch the absolute shape of the web page, it should be 2 minutes, looking points after points. I don't have 2 minutes, I have 3, 4, 5 seconds to know what it is about. So, change movements. What is another little exercise? Where is your first look?
In the square.
Where is it?
Square.
Everybody? Oh.
In the center.
Sometimes some elements are more preeminent, not because of color, there is no color, because of the difference with what the rest of the picture. And there, where did you look? Oh,
First.
Human shape.
Human
Because
shape.
a natural eye is looking for humans.
everybody?
Mhm.
Sure?
No way.
He's not looking at us. There's no face.
But
So
it's-
we can look at it, but some people will look there, some people will look there. There is no face. When I have the same with the picture, the person on the other side, and everybody looks at the face. Ah.
Face, of course.
Everybody the face?
No, I said hands.
Yeah. This is dangerous too, hence action. If the action of the other person is to kill me, I have to know it as soon as possible. Action, so hands and faces, intentions. And there,
Nothing.
First,
Put the white
First
space
one.
on the right side. The big
No,
white.
I
The
said
big white
second.
space.
second?
yeah, certainly it comes. There is nothing very interesting about it, so this is something I have to read most of the time. More than 90% of the person comes here. Because we read from the top to the bottom and from left to right, so this is the beginning. This is just a symbolic idea I have. If I'm in Arabic, it will begin on the other side. But there, oh, I'm cut. Sorry, I disappeared. There was a very, very small face. About 50% begin by of persons begin by the face. You've all heard of Google authorship. When you had a Google Plus account and you were mentioned in an article as the author with a link to the Google Plus account, you had a little your face, what you said in there, an icon, something like this. And they broke it.
Yeah.
They stopped it. You know what? It's very simple. Because if you look at faces first, and there's a face, you don't click on paid results. If you don't click on paid results, they make no money. So this was a bad idea, let's forget it. Bye-bye. That's how it works. So what we saw there is focal points. That's how do people begin to read a page. And it's not absolute solution, but we can have many ideas to manage how people will begin reading a page and then organize the seeking of the page around this point. So we call it focal points. So faces, snakes, snakes, but not guns. When we were in the savannah, there were no guns, no weapons, nothing. We don't care of guns. In powerful vision thereafter. So preeminence and reading starts. This is something like a meme. You've heard about F reading? The F reading shape? You're right, you didn't hear about it because it is nothing. If the content is in F, people will read in F. You try to make a content in X and people will read in X. So certainly you begin there because it is a probable focal point. And your eye and your brains know that your eye can have about 12 to 15 gaze around in an angular movement, but only 7 to 11 there, and on the other opposite of the page, only 3 to 6 gazes, not that much. So if you have a focal point here and many informations here, there's absolutely no possibility those many options will be read. Another point, why do you have containers? Most of you use Bootstrap or things like this. You are contained in about 1,200 pixels wide or 900 pixels wide, I don't know, container. Just because the movement of your eye can be 15 degrees on each side, not more. And if something is wider than this, I have to move my head. And this is 1,000 more times energy needed. Okay? So if you move outside the container, yeah, it's quite better when I'm on the wall screen and people can really see my pictures and so on. No, they have headache and leave your sides because they have to move like this all the time. So keep content. Or think about, I don't know, Facebook perhaps, who organize activities on this part of the screen which is contained. I do this, and I turn my head on the other part of the screen. I do other things, but not. Oh. So my brain trying to optimize. I'm sorry, I'm late. To optimize saccade, the brain considers distances, how far it is, number of necessary gazes. If there is many information, I will have to look a lot of things. And proper information. I'm looking for what I'm trying to get on this website. You know eye tracking? You've heard of eye tracking? So representation, one of the most used representation of eye tracking is this one, but it is absolutely false. It doesn't give you an idea of what people see. What people see is exactly what you can see here. what people, is the opposite of what people see here, because they looked here and here and here, and you don't see it anymore. So you don't know what people see, and everything you see here crystal clear. People didn't see it. So this is not a good representation. What we use usually is dynamic case video. I will show you one. This is one from Nielsen. I love it. So the blue spot is where the eye is fixed. When the blue spot gets bigger, it is just a long gaze fixation. It's fine. We'll try to see it once again, just to see what is eye tracking, and we'll use it thereafter. Can you imagine, can anybody here imagine what was this test for?
Yeah. How to use the website? How user feel on the website? What is looking for?
But precisely for this one. It was for Microsoft to know if this message was to be read or not. It's never.
Never, yes.
Okay? So, to go faster, the brain ranks elements. What should I see? What shouldn't I? The role, the function, the importance, and what is useful for me on what I'm doing. So, to organize, the brain separates kind of sectors, segments, portions, and says this is the title, this is navigation, this is perhaps something I will see, this is useless. Mostly this is what our brain will say. Just to organize, we have no reflection, no mind, no imagination about it. Just, okay, this is this. If I don't know, I will certainly look what kind of thing it is. But if I can't figure what it is in a few seconds, useless. This is certainly advertisements, useless. This is certainly other advertisement, useless. So, I see this is the part I'm interested in. And this is very interesting because you've heard certainly of banner blindness. People see banners and don't see banners. More than 90% of persons don't see banners. And I'll show you an example. Now you know what it is eye tracking. Those persons are asked to organize a travel to London with a website. So you see the person, and you see here, weekend to London. Just click. Come on.
No.
Come on. Next one. Come on. This test was 140 persons. 2 clicked. 2 of them clicked.
Oh.
So,
Maybe banner wasn't bad.
It was not the red banner, yeah, and that was the problem.
do you sell banners?
Maybe if the banner was with the person,
With the face.
with
Yeah,
the
with the
face, yeah.
face.
Not,
Maybe.
The red color, yeah.
Maybe.
not facts.
Maybe not.
Maybe. Okay. That's it. That's banner blindness. But it's not only banners. This is not a banner. This is not an ad. It is just click here, it's done. No. This is not useful for me. And what is important is when your brain decided the map of what it has to seek, is this map. It will not change. It will not change. I decided this is an ad. I don't have to use this because I have a task to do. I have to make a reservation for London. Okay. So, what is left is useful, significant area. It is important, we won't have time to develop that now, but it is important to know that the most your user significant, useful, significant area is important, the more your site itself is important to the user. if you have things around, it is pollution. It might be held understood as pollution. I'm not finding what I want here. This is bounds, and even if it's somewhere else, because the map is not done before my first gaze. Okay. So, few papers in France, you see what is considered by user as significant error. And we have a direct correlation between this percentage of significant error and the time on site and the bounce rate. Direct correlation. You augment it, you decrease bounce rate, and you increase time on site. Meanwhile, my brain wants me to believe he knows 5 seconds is quite enough to check this page. You saw it. Okay, it's in French, but you can memorize what it was. You have a good idea of what it was now. Certainly. We'll check. What is the title? Yeah, good. Very, very good. 1 point. If you have more than half points, I pay some pay. Okay. And what was this?
Some butter.
Yeah, the latest news, something with the red on the
Links.
Good.
Yeah.
Links? Yeah.
Links. List of the links.
List of the links. Someone say ads in the beginning?
Absolutely. No.
That is a list. 2. That was. You saw it. You saw it more than 45 seconds. You don't remember. Who has a visual memory? Okay, don't be shy. It doesn't exist. Visual memory. So this was an ad. Who are the partners? Okay. And what was this? You saw it. I saw it. I know it. Yeah. No.
I saw
don't
only
know.
14.
There's another argument.
This is not the Jon Snow exercise, but we don't know nothing.
Yeah, just guessing.
Yeah, and this one?
I don't
Hey, the same.
know.
And this?
Green big.
Yeah, green. Yeah. Ooh. Jumping. Okay. And this one? You look at it? Stuff. Yeah, just to, you saw this page. You saw this page 7 times. The roads are not, but you saw it 7 times, more than 45 seconds. No one can remember what's on the page. Except the one who created the page. He knows exactly what's on it, because he made it.
But after 2 weeks,
It's very funny. Yeah, Joe, watch this. What? Where? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, I forgot my ball. I'll find it. I'd like you to... This is not a ball anymore. This is Amanda. It was a gift from a little pupil. So this is a ball. Can you catch it? Oh, sorry. Try to send it one to the other. Yeah. Yeah, better. Better on the other side. Go on. You are so magnificent. Go on. Yeah. Okay. If someone can give it back to me sometime. So, I think it is significant because you know what you did? It's intercepting a ballistic path, except when I launched it because it goes to the floor, but the math about it is this computation. And you did it real time. My God. Something like about those versions. You know this one? Newton. Yeah. Newton for the town. No, you didn't do that, sorry. You did this. and this, all in your life, you experimented things about catching a ball. I wish you were tall enough when you have to catch this one, because for a baby, you will kill it. Okay? And you predicted what will be the movement of the ball just from your memory, using different shapes. You predict the trajectory by successive approximative research in your memory. So it doesn't have to do with what I see, just a general shape about this is a ball, it is not very dangerous for me, it is coming to me, I have to, and then the rest comes in memory. No computation. We don't compute things. We reorganize things from our memory. And when you see something on a screen, you saw the screen, colorful. No. These colors, on the first glance, came from your memory. But your brain says, it is a good idea of what it is. And then the brain tries to stop to light and seek what it is, point from point. I'm sorry. That's it.